Hello guys, so today I am going to be sharing a roommate horror story with you guys. The story begins January this year. I decided it was time for me to move to a different place. I want to live closer to school. Basically, I need to find another place. But anyways, so I was posting because there's like this Facebook page where you can find roommates from like your university. I was looking at apartments. They were either dirty, they were like too much people, they wanted to share one room with 3 people, and that's just too crazy for me. Nothing was meeting my expectations. And by this time it was like 1 week before I had to leave the place that I was at, and I wasn't finding anything. So 3 or 2 days before I was supposed to move out of the old place, this girl, she contacted me and she was like, hey, we have a space open and it's this much and the deposit is this much. And I'm like, great. Like, I needed something that I can just move right into, like give the money and then move my stuff in. So I went to see the place, and she wasn't there yet, like she wasn't moved in yet, and we were gonna do co-ed. So meaning, like, if you don't know what co-ed is, co-ed means you're living with guys and girls. Then my bedroom roommate move-ins, let's say her name is Joanna. So Joanna was putting her stuff away, and like she right away wanted to talk about rules, and I was tired, she was tired, and my other roommate, the guy, was tired. So at this time we were just 3 people, and she came off as kind of bossy, and I told her that already, so we're okay. Like, this girl Joanna, I think we were like friends, like best friends, but we got close to the point that we were okay, like sharing the room. And that's basically what you wanna like achieve when you're living with a stranger. But Joanna came off as that, like pushy or bossy, and I didn't really like her because of this in the beginning, but then later on we opened up and we became like acquaintances or like friends, kind of. Just to give background history as ethnicities, when you live with strangers, like, we didn't even know each other in the beginning, so that's one. And just that is hard enough when having roommates when you don't know them. So imagine like having different ethnicities in one apartment with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So that was kind of hard. So yeah, I'm guessing that was part of like all the misunderstandings that happened there. And yeah, so anyways, the guy that was, he had the master bedroom to himself, so let's name him Mark. So Mark was sharing the master bedroom, and he is Indian. My bedroom roommate Joanna was from Iraq, and she is American too, and I consider myself Mexican American. So you would see like the differences in ethnicities. Everything was okay. Mark works from Monday through Friday, so most times he wasn't in the apartment almost all day. Joanna would spend her days in school. Most times she would come back by like 10 p.m. so I wouldn't see her almost all day. And me, I would be in school almost all days, and the days that I didn't go to school, I would be in the apartment, and most times I was having the bedroom to myself, and everything was okay. But then Mark told us that we would have to find another roommate to share like either our room with or the living room, and if we didn't, he would break the lease by like mid-February. So anyways, we were trying to find another roommate and we were like so stressed. I think 2 days before my roommate Mark was gonna end the lease, I found this guy and he looked at the apartment. Let's say his name is David. So David came along. I persuaded him basically to rent with us, and so that meant that we weren't gonna have to break the lease, and that was awesome. David moves in. I was kind of positive about it, about living with guys, and like girls can be nasty too, so I was like, who knows, they might be good roommates. But no, that wasn't it. Mark would come home and he would basically be having a fight in the kitchen. So not like a real fight, but like a fight, like bang, 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 bang. Like he would be, I don't know, making a lot of noise. Guys would leave their dishes for weeks. Not 1 day, not 2 days, 3 weeks, or a month. Like, are you serious? Are you completely serious? Mark would have his, like, I don't know, like the rice cooker pot that goes inside of the rice maker. He would leave it there in the sink for weeks. David would leave his like food containers in the sink for weeks with food. It would stink. Like, are you serious? So there wasn't a cleaning schedule for the kitchen or the bathroom or not even the apartment. So you would imagine that. And in the beginning it didn't bother me because I am not like a clean freak, but later on I was just like, this is disgusting, I cannot live here. Like, the roommates from hell started, and mostly it was Mark and David, honestly. Other things would be that Mark would come from work and you know Mark was home because bam, 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 bam. Like, he was slamming the door. So that was his way of saying hi to us. And I was just like, oh my god. And then at nights, Mark, I think he had like a long distance relationship or something, because he would be freaking on Skype. He would be talking to this girl, and like the way I knew it was a girl because he had everything on speaker. So like freaking 1 or 4 a.m. talking to this girl on Skype. They would be okay, like talking okay for a while, and then they would like fight on Skype. I'm not even kidding. And I was just like, man, are you serious? Like, we have school, Joanna and I and David have school next day, and you're like fighting on Skype at 1 a.m. Like, that's just not polite to your roommates. And then David, he would take baths, and in the beginning it wasn't like annoying for me, but later on it became a real problem. This guy, David, would freaking take 2-hour baths, and then next morning he would take a shower. And I'm like, how? I'm like wondering, how can you be so clean about yourself but you don't wash your dishes? So yeah, Joanna and I would be like, oh my god, this guy is wasting so much water, and we didn't have the guts in that time to tell him like, you need to stop it because we're not paying that bill for you. Like, you're using, we're 3 people sharing one bathroom, and you spend, this guy, he would take 2-hour baths, and then he would spend 2 or 3 more hours getting ready in the freaking bathroom, and he would come out looking the same. And I'm just like, are you serious? And I did spoke up. I told David that he needed to stop taking his 2-hour showers, but he didn't care for it much because this guy stopped for like 2 weeks and then he just kept going. Then later on, another problem came along. So Joanna would spend a lot of time in school, and at the time I was in school doing work study, and then I got another job, so I wasn't spending much time in the apartment. Joanna and I were putting toilet paper like rolls in the bathroom, and they were just in the morning we would put them in. By the time we were back from school or work, there weren't toilet paper in there. Joanna was agreeing with me. She said that the same was happening with her toilet paper that she was putting in, because I had to make this rule that whoever was gonna clean for that week the bathroom, that person was gonna put toilet paper in that week for that entire week. But that just became impossible because putting 7 rolls and then someone was using like a lot. Like they were going through the 7 toilet papers that were meant to be used in 1 week. And 7 toilet papers for 3 people is just too much. And we agreed that we weren't gonna put more toilet paper anymore. We found out it was David. David was using, I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was wrapping himself on toilet paper or whatever he was doing, but he wasn't using toilet paper just to wipe his ass. I decided I was gonna take my toilet paper to the bathroom and then take it back. But sometimes I would forget my toilet paper there and David would use it. I'm like, you have no respect. Later on, someone from the guys would leave the door open, and at this time I was just like fed up. I was just like, hey guys, you need to be more careful, because even though we live in an apartment complex that looks kind of nice, it doesn't mean that someone would not enter the freaking apartment if you leave the door open. Honestly, these people were just getting on my nerves. Then I had to do something. I put a freaking schedule to clean the bathroom and to clean the freaking kitchen, but they never follow it. I'm just gonna leave a picture right here of it and you can see it. It's for real. They never follow it. Last thing that happened, it was that I was fed up with it, and by the time that Joanna told me that she was gonna leave, I was just like thinking about it, like, do I really want to keep sharing with people that are like slamming doors, play loud music, but they don't have consideration for other people? They're disgusting, they don't clean. I'm like, no, like, I really don't need this. Joanna and I had to find a replacement for us so that I could be off the lease and she could leave the apartment too without paying extra rent. Anyway, so that happened. David was like, I want to share with guys, and I'm like, bitch, I'm not even asking you. In the beginning, he said he was gonna try to find us a roommate, like a person to fill our spot. He was just blabbing, honestly, because I had to do the work with Joanna to find the person. And so we finally found the person. And honestly, I feel bad for the guy because he doesn't know what he got himself into. And I'm sorry, I kind of like, we had to get someone. But honestly, I hope those guys are, Mark and David, are being nice to him. But man, like, they are like the worst roommates, like the roommates from hell that my first experience. Let me know if you guys like this story times videos, and please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you find my channel interesting, and yeah, leave a comment down below, like, what's your roommate from hell story, if you ever had one. That was the story. I hope you guys like it. Bye.